Hi guys, Olive here. Here today to announce Nonfiction November 2021. This is always one of the most exciting videos that I get to do all year. Even though this is the 7th year of the event, it never gets old for me. I am very pleased to report that once again, Nonfiction November, the month-long nonfiction reading initiative, is coming back to BookTube. It will, of course, begin on November 1st, and it will go all the way through the end of November 30th. Like I said, this is our 7th year here on BookTube, so I know a lot of you have participated in the event in the past or have at least heard of us. But just in case you're new to the community, you haven't heard of Nonfiction November before, you've never participated, or you just need a little bit of a refresher on what we're all about, Nonfiction November is a month-long event during which you're encouraged to read a little bit more nonfiction than you ordinarily would. That's it. It's really that simple. In order to participate in Nonfiction November, you don't have to commit to reading only nonfiction during the month of November, unless you want to, of course. But in order to be an official participant, all you have to do is read at least one nonfiction book during November. I know there are a lot of nonfiction lovers out there, like myself, who already read nonfiction books on a regular basis, so this is a great time just to celebrate nonfiction. But I also know there are other people out there who tend to shy away from reading nonfiction books. If you're a part of that group, then maybe you associate nonfiction books with school, and that doesn't make them sound all that appealing. Maybe you think they're going to be dry and not as fun as the fiction books you read, or maybe you find them intimidating. Well, Nonfiction November is a great time to put those assumptions to the test. And I suspect you might end up feeling a whole lot differently come December 1st. If you give reading nonfiction a try during Nonfiction November, hopefully, I think you'll have the opportunity to discover just how much fun reading nonfiction can be. It doesn't have to be the dry, boring academic works that might pop into your head when you think nonfiction right now. But there's so much to nonfiction. It is a bountiful genre. There are so many different subgenres, at least one of which is bound to be for you. Whenever I hear someone say, "I'm not really into reading nonfiction," I always think to myself, I bet they just haven't found the right types of nonfiction books yet. I bet if the right book got into their hands, it would introduce them to the whole magical world of nonfiction, and then they couldn't get enough of whatever subgenres speak to them. Because if you're a reader already, I would assume you're a curious person. You're interested in learning about the world. And especially if you're the type of person who likes to say, watch documentaries, read news articles, go to museums, then you probably like to learn and would love what nonfiction has to offer. I bet you're a nonfiction reader already. You just don't know it yet. Part of the inspiration behind Nonfiction November was that it could serve as this almost informal invitation into the magical world of nonfiction for anyone who might be on the fence about it. This is your chance to give nonfiction books a try, risk-free for the 30 days of November. And it's a great time of year to get involved in the nonfiction scene because there is so much excitement surrounding nonfiction during the month of November because this event has been going on for so long. This is a great time for you to discover new nonfiction books. You're going to hear about so many nonfiction books this month. If you decide to participate and get involved, you'll have the chance to connect with other readers, connect with other content creators, discover new content creators for your YouTube feed if you'd like more nonfiction books in there on a more regular basis. And it's just a really great way to get to know different parts of yourself as a reader that you might not have even known were there. And it's easy to get involved because, like I said before, the only thing you need to do in order to officially be a participant is read at least one nonfiction book during the month of November. How you choose to shape the challenge for yourself beyond that is entirely up to you. So for example, if you're someone who reads one nonfiction book per month anyway, and you want to challenge yourself to read 2 during the month of November, that's great. If you're already a voracious reader of nonfiction and you want to say, read exclusively nonfiction during the month of November, or read a certain number of nonfiction books during November, both of those are perfect too. Nonfiction November is completely customizable, and you're actually encouraged to mold this event to your interests, your needs, and the demands on your schedule. If you're looking for a little bit of an extra challenge though, every single year we do present you with 4 different challenges. For most of the history of this event, they've been these one-word prompts, and they're the same again this year. So these are 4 words that you can use to help you select the nonfiction books you would like to read during Nonfiction November. And they're great for anyone who, like I said, is looking for a little bit of an extra challenge, if you're looking to fully immerse yourself in the Nonfiction November experience, or if you're just looking for some direction. There are so many nonfiction books out there, it can be hard to pick. So if these help you, then that's great. So for this year, 2021, our 4 challenges are collection, industry, style, and treatment. Every year, the words selected to be the Nonfiction November challenges are chosen specifically because they can be interpreted in a wide variety of ways. So if you choose to take on any or all of these challenges, please feel free to interpret them however you choose. But just for example, collection could mean anything from an essay collection to a nonfiction book that's been in your collection for a long time. It could be a nonfiction book about something that you personally collect. An industry could mean a nonfiction book about a specific industry, or it could be a memoir or a biography focused on someone industrious. Style could mean so many things, but of course you could pick up a nonfiction book about fashion, but you could also pick up a nonfiction book written in a very interesting or unusual style, or it could be a nonfiction book with a cover you find really stylish. And then finally, the word treatment could, of course, be interpreted in the medical sense, so a biography, memoir, history, dealing with medicine, but treatment could also mean that you pick up a history book that discusses how a specific population has been treated throughout the years, or it could mean a comforting piece of nonfiction that you're treating yourself to. And those are just a few examples of how these words could be interpreted, but of course, how you choose to interpret them is entirely up to you. It's actually part of the fun of the event for me is seeing all the creative takes on the challenges. Some people look at these words and interpret them in ways that I would have never thought of. But please don't feel like you have to take on these challenges or that you have to complete all 4 in order to have participated in the event. They are only there if you want them. Like I've been saying, the only requirement for participation is that you read at least 1 nonfiction book during the month of November. Beyond that, whatever this event becomes for you is entirely up to you. So if you want to select just 1 or 2 of the challenges, if you want to combine the challenges, if you want to find wacky ways of making these challenges fit the books you were already planning on reading for Nonfiction November, or you want to ignore the challenges entirely, all of those choices get an equally enthusiastic thumbs up from me, because again, the only thing you need to do to be a participant is read at least 1 nonfiction book. Beyond that, it's up to you. Now, to keep the excitement going for nonfiction the entire month long, we will be all over social media. We have a number of profiles. On Twitter, we are at Nonfic November, TikTok at Nonfiction November. There's our trusty Goodreads group that's been going since the event got started back in 2015. And then new this year, there is now an official Nonfiction November Instagram account at Nonfiction November. I am going to be everywhere during the month of November. I'll be over on Twitter hosting some nonfiction related discussions. We'll get some good recommendation threads going where you can tell people about your favorite nonfiction books, hear about new nonfiction books, maybe discover a new favorite. I'll be doing very similar things over on Goodreads. So whichever platform you prefer, you can join in the conversation with me and other readers. Over on TikTok, I will be posting some mini book reviews of nonfiction books that I've read so far this year but have not discussed here on my channel. I'll also be giving some recommendations over there and doing other fun stuff. And then on our brand new Instagram, I will be, of course, posting lots of great nonfiction content. I'll give you some sneak peeks into my nonfiction collection ahead of my big bookshelf tour that I'm going to be doing in a few months. There will be weekly photo challenges, and in any of your nonfiction related content throughout the month, if you tag our account at Nonfiction November, as well as use the hashtag Nonfiction November, you will have a chance to be featured on our new Instagram page. So as you can see, during the month of November, there are going to be so many different ways for you to get involved, for you to connect with other readers, or just have fun as you're discovering, rediscovering, or just enjoying the amazing world of nonfiction. 1 week from today, I will be posting a new video that will contain not only my own TBR for Nonfiction Nonfiction November, but it will also contain some nonfiction book recommendations, books that I really liked that I think would fit our challenges in case you're looking for things that you could read for the event. But if 1 week sounds like too far away, I will put in the description box below some links to previous year's Nonfiction November content in case you want to get a little bit of an early start. I still stand by all of those recommendations, so they might give you some ideas. Also, in the description box below, as well as up in the cards, I will link the playlist that houses all of the nonfiction on BookTube tags. That was a tag that I created a while back so that I could hear people talk about nonfiction, but I also meant it much more as a discovery tool for anyone looking to find booktubers who read nonfiction. It can be hard to discover new booktubers who read nonfiction, so I figured if everyone does this one tag and I create a playlist, then there will be one easy place where people can find new creators who read nonfiction. So if you're looking for new creators to put in your feed ahead of the event, or just in general, if you want to see all of their great Nonfiction November TBRs, if you want those to appear in your feed, then go check out that playlist and subscribe to their channels. So whether you would be a first-time participant or a long-time participant, I hope you will consider joining us for another year of celebrating nonfiction. It really is so much fun, and I know I'm not the only one who feels that way because I get a lot of good feedback from people who've participated, saying how much this event means to them, saying that it's helped them discover their own love of nonfiction, and saying they come back year after year because it is such a great motivator and way to connect with people. I know that a lot of people, including myself, look forward to this event all year long, and I am so excited that it's almost here. So keep an eye out for that TBR/recommendations video that will be coming next week. But in the meantime, as you start thinking about what you might like to read for Nonfiction November, be sure to check out the videos in the playlist that I mentioned. And in the description box below, be sure to click on all the links for our social media profiles. Join our Goodreads group, drop a follow on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter if you would like to get some great nonfiction content in your feed leading up to and then during the month of November. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're looking forward to Nonfiction November as much as I am, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.